What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Happy Monday, people. It's the international break. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably a bad thing, especially with Arsenal top of the league and results seem to be going for us at the moment. But hopefully Jamaica qualify for the first World Cup since 1998 if they win their next two games. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. But big up to everyone. Hope you're well on this Monday. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It was a good weekend, a good watch along, and a good op along, people. The op along might have actually been more entertaining than the watch along, man. To be honest, I can't lie. Just because the drama at the end, there wasn't a lot of drama with the Arsenal game. Yo, big up views on sport with the raid, man. I just seen that. Sometimes it doesn't pop up when I get a raid, but yo, big up. Appreciate that. Big up everyone who's come over from that stream. Notification finally, you know. Come on, YouTube, man. The notification should be everywhere. You know what I mean? But big up to everyone. Hope you're well. I like this one. Certain man got blood on their hands. I don't rate Havertz, but same energy for Gyökeres. People want to give the ready-made striker sympathy pen to boost their confidence. Listen, I got a lot of this on Saturday. People in the comments saying, you know, you can't be sympathetic of Gyökeres when you were so harsh on Havertz. But I will stand by what I said, people. Havertz had multiple seasons in the league at Chelsea. And for the first 6 months, he was horrific at Arsenal. He was that bad in midfield, we had to move him up front. He had a purple patch up front and then ended up missing multiple big chances. This guy's been here 10 games. We'll give him the games. Give him the games before we judge him. If we're sitting here in another 10 games time and we're going, yo, he's only got 5 goals in 20 odd games, I'll start saying it's you know, we might have to start panicking. But don't panic, people, man. Don't panic. If he scores 15 goals but we win the title, job done. Ideally, I want him to score 20, but big up Owen who said glued on the best channel. It makes sense. It makes sense. You should be locked in, people. You should be locked in. I might do a Jamaica watch along actually. The Curacao game, that's the bigger one. They should beat Bermuda. But we might do. Yeah, we might do some different content. We might do some different content, people, to be honest. Gyökeres will score, not worried. Yep. Salim said love from Singapore. Big up, man. Great place, Singapore, man. Amo said Havertz started in midfield at the beginning, described as the Xhaka replacement. I see in Big C, please sort your mic. We can't hear the full authentic. Yeah, on the celebrations. I've changed it now. I had some gain thing on there that was when I was getting loud for the celebrations. It's clipping it and muting it. So I've taken that off. So hopefully by the next stream, that should be all right. Southport stands the top so much better than the bottom. The top of the league is so much better, people. Window shopper settings. Before we get into Arsenal and the whole situation of the weekend, I'll do what we've been doing, and that's kind of briefly going over the weekend's results, the main results, the ones that kind of affected us mainly. Chelsea against Liverpool, brilliant watch along. And listen, late drama. I don't want to get carried away. I just don't. It's Arsenal. We were top with what, 7, 8 games to go, 22, 23. We ended up losing the title. But I have to admit, this is the first week that's made me think maybe. Not that we will, but maybe we can. This is the first week. I don't want to get carried away because Arsenal are one of them clubs that when you get hopeful and start believing, that's when they drop you on your head and leave you in more pain. You know, it's painful. I have to say something that I think people need to start. I think we need to be clear with this. A lot of the media online are sort of going, will it be Arsenal or Liverpool who wins the league? I think we've got to start acknowledging Manchester City. For me, this is a 3-horse race to the title, not 2. A lot of people, for some reason, are just writing off Manchester City that they're not in the race. That's crazy. Haaland, this is the best Haaland I have seen in years. It could be the best ever Haaland that we've seen. I think this season he will score over 30 league goals. I'm sitting here going, can Gyökeres get over 20? I think Haaland's going to get over 30 goals this season if he stays fit. Now, I get it. Rodri came off with a hamstring injury. Massive setback for them. Their midfield's not as good with him not in it. I don't think their fullbacks are great either with Aït-Nouri and they've been playing Cousin-off, so I think they can be got at. But they've got Donnarumma, they've got Rodri, they've got Foden, got Bernardo, got an informed Haaland, players like Mamouche, Cherki coming back from injury, Doku in form. I think because Haaland's the only one that seems to be banging the goals in, we're not looking at them as a title challenger. But this is Pep, this is City. You cannot write them off. But they got a 1-0 win yesterday. Brentford should have equalised. That Thiago had a clear one-on-one to equalise and hit it straight at Donnarumma. So listen, City got the win yesterday. As I said, Chelsea was a dramatic win on the late winner on the watch along. And yeah, it was good drama. Esteval, baller. Apparently, it was a precaution on Rodri. He looked quite upset, which made me think he might have pulled the hamstring, but maybe he just tweaked it. Just briefly in the other games, delighted for Jack Grealish. I don't know about anybody else, but he's a player that I like to see do well. He's got personality. I felt he was just playing within himself at Man City, and he got a late winner. Very lucky goal. The defender kicked it off him, but it went in. Good win for Everton against Palace. Yeah, by the way, someone just mentioned Caicedo's form at Chelsea. I mean, he is ferocious at the moment. I don't know what Van Dijk was doing on that defending. He thinks his aura alone is going to block the shot. Didn't quite happen like that. Ange, my home city of Nottingham, man, I'm telling you, the walls are caving in on Forest. Has a chairman made a worse mistake over the last couple of years in the Premier League than Marinakis? You've gone from relegation threatened to Europa League qualifying Forest. You bring in Edu, who's working with Kia Jarapchin. You sign a load of players that Nuno doesn't want. He falls out with him, and you end up sacking him and bringing in man like Ange. And Ange has gone 7 games without a win, including losing to Swansea in the Carabao Cup after being 2-0 up. They are cooked. They're in a relegation battle under Ange. They're going to have to sack Ange real quick. The Edu effect, people. The Edu effect. Man has mashed up the place. Wolves Brighton, no disrespect. I haven't seen the goals. I don't think it's worth talking about. I hope there's no Wolves or Brighton fans locked in. Villa beat Burnley. Claret and Blue derby. Villa back-to-back wins. Maybe they're getting their act together after a slow start to the season. And then on Saturday, Friday, Bournemouth, Semenyo, 2 goals, 1 assist. If he was in your FPL, you're cooked. He wasn't in mine, so I had a stinker of an FPL weekend. Tottenham beat Leeds 2-1. Kudus nearly got bottled. Anyone see Kudus? He did the seat down and sit down celebration. Leeds fan threw a bottle at him, missed him by about 60 centimetres, would have took his head off. Man United got a win. Sunderland missed loads of chances, man, Xhaka and them lot. But United are creeping. They're creeping up the league a little bit. And obviously, the mighty, table-topping, title-chasing Red and White Army. We left Woolwich, but took over North London and the whole of London. The mighty Gunners, people, marching on to the top of the league. They're making us believe, people. Believe. We're believing, people. We're starting to believe. But there's a long way to go. There's a long, long way to go. But it's nice to feel positive about the team, you know. Lesnar wrestling. I feel sorry for Brock, man. Brock. It was the first time on Saturday that I sat there. Everyone was in the comments going, you're Gyökeres lawyer, stop it, blah, blah, blah. That was the first game on Saturday where even the lawyer was like, Damn, I don't know if I can get you off this case, bro. You know what I mean? No, man, I'm backing Gyökeres. He's going to come good for us at some stage. Please. Please, you have to. Otherwise, yeah, ain't going to be good. We'll talk about that in the player ratings. I just thought I'd bring this up briefly before we go over the game and a few things that happened during the game. And obviously, we'll do player ratings and stuff like that. I thought this was an interesting question. Who has been so far your Arsenal player of the season? Now, I know it's early, but it's an international break. You know, we review things a little bit at this stage. Who has been the main man for Arsenal? For me, it's Timber. It's Timber for me. I don't think there's a better defender in the Premier League at the moment. Never mind. He is just outstanding. He's phenomenal. I think honourable mention. I think David Raya's been brilliant. I think Gabriel's been solid. I think Calafiori, considering I don't rate him that highly, has been pretty solid. But yeah, look, the comments, it's Timber. I don't think there's anybody. Timber! The guy is a monster. But David Raya is serious. Man said he's allergic to having a bad game. Man just can't have a bad game. He just can't. No, he's phenomenal. He's absolutely phenomenal. Saka, yeah, a lot of the attacking players haven't really been at their best yet. Noni was a surprise. It's a shame he got injured because he started. I think we all had a lot of sort of. I don't know. How can I put it? I was surprised how good he was. I still needed to see more end product. I agree with that, ZB5. The worst I've seen Timber is the 45 against Kvara. Yeah, at the Emirates. I don't know what it was about that game. He tried to be too aggressive. And because Kvara's close ball control is so good, it's like he was getting skipped. It can't be Mosquera or Noni because they haven't even played every week, you know. And Mosquera had a bad 45 at Newcastle. Noni's end product still wasn't good enough to be. Yeah, I think we did slightly overrate Noni, but what I liked about Noni is the freedom that he played with when he played, and he was exciting. And we don't have that many exciting players, whether that is because of the style or the kind of players that they are. Calafiori agenda is crazy. No, there's no agenda. It's like I'm figuring him out as a player. And to be fair, he started the season well, even against Salah, even against Jared Bowen. He's having good games against good wingers. So yeah, I have to maybe give him more credit than what he's performing. That's a great point. He said he was injured against PSG, home and away. So if you're not fully fit in Europe against Kvara, the likelihood is you're getting smoked. You know, the likelihood is you're going to get smoked. So yeah, man. I think the reason people were saying about overrating Noni's games is that he was lively without really producing anything at the end of it. In terms of he didn't get I don't think he got an assist or a goal in that spell, but he was a massive threat. Definitely needs to do more. Big up Akeem, bro. He said Gyökeres has scored many, but have you noticed no one can double up on our wing? This is what I'm... Talk to them, bro. Talk. I'm trying to explain this. When Havertz is up top, you can still double up on Saka. Why? Because they trust their defenders to go 1v1 against Kai Havertz. Against Gyökeres, everybody's doubling up on him. One guy's wrestling him. If he gets away from him, the next one's waiting for him. He's occupying both centre-backs. Now, I know a lot of people will go, yeah, but he's not scoring. He's not doing enough. His touch ain't as good as I thought. I've seen people saying he's not as quick. They know it's danger. I never seen Havertz in a headlock because they don't need to. It's light work. They know you better headlock this guy, chop him, you know what I mean, clatter him. They know. They know, people. They know. I don't know if we sing Drake anymore after Kendrick, but that's when Drake was doing his thing, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, Timber is the obvious one. He's the obvious one. George Guna said, we've got to make sure we're in and around the top spot come the business end of the season. Bar City away, our last 10 games are pretty favourable. Yeah? You've got to be right there at the end. We've got to stop playing catch-up. I feel like now we're getting to the back end of the season and we're relying on mini miracles. We need to be like, yo, we're there. We're there. Let's be leading the race. Unreasonable. Who has been the worst? Gyökeres, Odegaard, or Trossard? I would probably say Trossard. I don't know what it is about Trossard. He winds me up. He winds me up as a player. But yeah, Gyökeres will get the most hate, obviously. But I'm standing by the fact that I think he will still have a good season for us. If only we had an elite left winger. It's the missing piece, isn't it, Chris? Listen, there's one or two other positions in the team where you could upgrade, but in terms of having an 11 where you're like, yo, I'm comfortable with every one of them being a consistent starter, the left wing is the one position where you're like, listen, Trossard is a good footballer, by the way. I don't want people to think I'm sitting here saying Trossard's some scrub. He's not. He's just not a player that I want starting every week. 08, he said, Curtis, the day Calla became a certified psycho was the time he tried to first time volley the cross. Do you know what I looked at with that? I went, this guy's crazy, but also this guy's got so much confidence. That's the good thing. Thoughts on Alexis Sanchez, bro? I mean, Alexis yesterday. Was it yesterday, people? Was it yesterday or Saturday? I'm actually forgetting it, people. I think it was yesterday, right? Yeah, Real Madrid was on Saturday. Alexis Sanchez scoring against Barcelona. Now, I know it was a penalty, but, just his general performance, I'm like, he's still dangerous, even at this age. Oba in the Champions League, still dangerous. I mean, Rashford scored, actually, but Barca got smoked 4-1. They've had a bad week. What I'm sort of seeing with it, though, is a lot of these teams, their defence is not that good. So, if you get these teams in the Champions League, Barca have been smoked in the last week. Lost 2-1 to PSG with the whole PSG front three out, and then lost 4-1 away at Seville. Do you know what I mean? You look at Real Madrid, battered by Atletico Madrid last week. So a lot of these teams are struggling defensively. That's actually what we've got. Flick's been found out. I think Barca have suffered from not buying in the summer. They're broke. They're building the new stadium. They couldn't strengthen in the summer. You've got what? Lewandowski 36, 37 up top. They're playing a high line. They've got young players all over the team. They high energy seems to hurt them, and the fact Flick plays so high, if you've got pace, you can damage them. You can damage Barcelona's back four badly, man, and they're getting damaged. So some of these big managers, you never know. You never know. It could be a struggle for them to stay in work. Haaland has already scored 94 goals and Salah 186. Haaland, if he stays in the Prem long term, he will smash every Premier League record. It's as simple as that. He's an absolute monster. What he's doing. I mean, the way he scored on Sunday. Just dash the first centre back. The second one, I'm too quick for you. Slots it in the corner. He barely even celebrates when he scores. He just runs over to the corner flag like, I've scored again. I just can't stop scoring. No Yamal, no Barca yet. Didn't play, didn't look the same team. What if Eze was our starting left winger? Well, it'd be interesting whether he could figure that role out for us or not, Haaland will leave soon. City are letting him down. He scored that. He signed, what, 9-year contract? Be hard to get him out of there, but I see him maybe at Barcelona. End up with Mbappe at Real and Haaland at Barca. Right, let's talk about the skipper, El Capitan. Yeah, Rodrigo benched again, people. As I said, we spoke about it the other day, the rumour in Spain, and we saw the interview briefly, was that he was set to leave and go to Arsenal, and he changed his mind at the end, didn't want to leave Madrid. The guy can't get a kick. We got the breaking news yesterday. I didn't see this till late last night. Otherwise, I would have gone live yesterday. But we will discuss it now. Let me get my logo out of the way so you guys can see this. Arsenal confirmed on their website, which is interesting. They don't often do this. Usually it's like, he needs another scan. They don't confirm you. Even with Havertz, he only let slip in a TNT Sports interview that Havertz was out for 3 to 4 months. Before, he was very coy and saying it's weeks rather than months. Arsenal confirmed on the website yesterday Martin Odegaard has sustained a medial collateral ligament injury to his left knee and has been withdrawn from the Norway national team for their upcoming matches. Odegaard will continue to be assessed and treated by Arsenal's medical team at the Sober Realty Training Centre during the international break, with the aim of a return to action as soon as possible. Odegaard broke a Premier League record. He's the first player in the history of the Premier League to be substituted 3 times in the first half in consecutive games. Unbelievable. Twice with the shoulder injury and this collision of the knee. Just to give you time frame, they're saying if it's a level 1, you're looking at 2 to 4 weeks. If it's a level 2, you're looking at around 4 to 6 weeks. If it's a level 3, you're looking at around 6 to 8 weeks. Could even potentially be 10 to 12 weeks if it's a level 3 and depending what needs to happen. He's likely, they think, to be out for 2 to 4 weeks. 2 would be straight back after the international break. 4 would mean he misses the first few games back. We just don't know what level it is. He left the game apparently with his leg in a protective boot. Listen, very unlucky. Lands, does his shoulder, comes back, lands again, does the shoulder again, comes back, clash of legs, out again. Brother, they need to get this brother stronger, man. You know what I mean? Get this guy some hard food, man. You know what I mean? The Viking, man. What's going on? Now, listen, it's unfortunate. It's football, and he's going to be out for a few weeks again. Now, what does Arteta do about it, guys? What does he do, guys? Does he play Eze in the 10, or does he move Eze to the left and give Ethan a game? What's Ethan got to do to kick a football? What's he done? You're right, Owen. We've got fantastic cover for him. Last season, we'd be sitting here going, oh no, what's going on? Now you're going, Eze or Nwaneri, bro. Like, I tell you the sad thing. Jay Anthony's spot on, by the way. He said he'll play Marino. He probably will. Odegaard was actually having a good game. It was such a frustrating time for him to get injured. He played a couple like through balls and I thought he's going to have a good game today. West Ham are sitting off him and they're allowing him to play and he ends up getting injured. It will be out for minimum 2 weeks. Obviously, they're going to have further scans. We got to hope it's not a level 2 or level 3. We need all the options. You got to look at it at the moment. Havertz, Jesus, Madueke, now obviously adding Odegaard to that as well. Who else is injured? Sure, there's somebody else I'm missing. Well, no, that might be everyone. Well, that's about 4 or 5 players anyway. You know, major players. These are major players that would be playing a key role. So, but yeah, and Rice obviously came off injured. Nkapia, that's the one I was thinking of. Jeez, I've hardly seen the guy play. Nkapia, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm like, yeah, Nkapia is out as well, people. So, yeah, we've got like 5 players out injured. You look at Jesus, 45 million. Havertz, 65 million. Odegaard, 35 million. Nkapia's going to cost 45 million with the obligation to buy. These are serious, like, injuries that we're getting to be. I'm saying auto glass repair, auto glass replace. I'm telling you. Some of these brothers are made of glass, man. You know what I mean? Tommy Asu, all of them. Tommy Glassu, it was all mad. They come to Arsenal, these guys, and they start breaking down. It's crazy. Big up Dre in the chat, man. Big up Curtis in the community. Started early today. Big up, man. Big up. Nwaneri needs game time, man. Nwaneri definitely needs game time. Yeah, people have to get left out of the squad. They will. The squad depth is there. So Odegaard's out. They're saying that Declan Rice, they're not sure whether he's going to go with England yet. But apparently the injury doesn't look severe. Big up Mark, who said, big up C from Jersey. Your thoughts? What happens if Eze balls out during the Odegaard absence? I've spoken about this multiple times. A lot of people agreed. A lot of people, oh, you got an agenda against Arteta. Why is it? No. People were saying that why would he sabotage the team? I said, it's not about sabotage. It's about looking after your favourites. It happens in work environments every day. He's under pressure now because let's say he misses the next 3 or 4 games. Fulham, Crystal Palace. I think then it's Burnley and who was the other one we've got during that run? Anyway, we've got a half decent run of the next 4 games. Although, to be fair, Fulham and Palace are tough games because Fulham have been a bit of a bogey team for us. Who's our next 4 games? Fulham, Palace, Brighton and Burnley in the league. And then Sunderland. And then we've got Atletico Madrid, Slavia, Prague in the Champions League. Again, I've said this so many times. If Eze plays 10, balls out for a month, what does he do? He's under pressure, but he finds ways out of it. Eze started against Newcastle, played really well, and then he brought Odegaard in for Olympiacos. And then Olympiacos, Odegaard has a good game. Eze gets bumped and put to the left. Where I will give him some credit, though, on the weekend, he did play Odegaard and Eze. I always say this in football, right? As a player, sometimes you've got to put a manager in a position where he's got no other option. The favouritism has to get thrown out the door. Arteta was turning up with this defensive nature and defensive style. We're all complaining about it. Then the mainstream media complains about it. Then Arteta eventually changes it. So he obviously is tapped in and listens to what's being said. It's just sometimes it takes a while. He loved Havertz. He moved from Havertz playing every week and bought Gyökeres. He loved Nketiah. Eventually got rid of him. So it takes time. Sometimes it takes too long. Big up my bro Turkish in the chat. Hope you're well, bro. Big 6 tonight, people. Who lost? Oh, Liverpool lost again. Oh, dear me. Grizz Teto needs to get cooked again. Whilst Odegaard's out, Eze has the chance to make it difficult for Mikel. Odegaard's last few appearances have been promising. We got to move on and see where we're at when he returns. Listen, there's a positive thing about this situation overall anyway. You either get an Odegaard that is more motivated, which I think maybe the last couple of performances from Odegaard have been because Eze has arrived. He's like, yo, this guy's putting me under pressure. I need to start balling out. Or Eze balls out and Odegaard can't get back into the team, Or Arteta has to play both of them. To be honest, the new signings in attack are the ones that have got to actually step their game up. To be honest, looking at it at the moment, Eze and Gyökeres are the 2 signings that we were most excited about. And you would argue maybe they're 2 of the ones that we've seen the least from. Eze's because he hasn't played every week. He's been on the left. And obviously Gyökeres maybe needs more time. HR said Newcastle. The Newcastle win will be our turning point for the season. I hope so. I remember saying that on the show that this needs to give us belief that we can go and beat anybody. That's what we've got to do moving forward. Right, before we do review the game and just briefly go through the ratings and 1 or 2 other bits, obviously let's talk about Bakayo. Listen, again, I got some comments, but if you listen to what I said and the full context, then you'll know that I had no problem with it. I just made a suggestion. So, it was Saka's 200th appearance in the Premier League. Massive, thing to achieve playing for your boyhood club. He was on 99 GA. He goes and picks the ball up for the penalty. I made a suggestion. Should he give the penalty to Gyökeres? Gyökeres looks like he needs a goal, right? Should he give the penalty to Gyökeres? People were going, yeah, but you complained when Havertz got a sympathy penalty. Now you want Gyökeres to get one. My point was, Havertz was shocking up front in that first 6 months and shocking in midfield. We gave him that out of sympathy. For Arsenal to win the league, we might need Gyökeres to bang goals in, which means we need him high on confidence. I also thought that Gyökeres was the penalty taker, by the way. I thought he was the penalty taker. I don't know whether Saka is still the penalty taker, but I did go on to say, I don't care if Saka takes it. I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't sit here going, this welcome to Gyökeres. Like, it's welcome to the Arsenal review or whatever we're doing. Saka knew it was a big moment. He felt confident. He took the penalty away. No problem. I have no problem with that. No problem whatsoever. In fact, you might even be teaching Gyökeres some tough love, bro. In a sense. That you can't rely on a penalty to get you out of a rut. You might feel like you're in a bit of a rut like now. 6 games without scoring. The penalty ain't going to get you out of it. You got to find your way out of it. You got to find your way out of it. So I have no real problem. I seen someone yesterday saying Voltemard's made a great start to life at Newcastle, right? And I actually think he looks decent, to be honest. He's clearly got really good footwork and stuff like that. He's only scored 3 goals. Now, I know he's played a couple games less than Gyökeres, so I do understand where that comes from. You look at Sesko, played the same amount of games as Gyökeres, less starts, 2 goals. I think people are hitting the panic button way too early. Way too early. I watched Isak the other day against Chelsea in the watch-along. Azempic Saeed, bro. What did he do in that game, really? You know what I'm saying? What did he do in that game, really? Now, I know it's early and he's not fully fit, but we've got to give these guys time to settle in. You know, we have to. Especially a lot of these guys have not come from the Premier League. So, yeah, earn your lunch. Earn your lunch. You know, sometimes you can't stand there with your hands out saying, feed me. Sometimes you got to go out there like a lion, go and catch something and go to eat. You know what I'm saying? Lions, they starve sometimes. This is the wild, bro. This is the wild, bro. This is the Prem. It's the Prem. No one hands out goals for nothing. You're going to have to fight. You're going to get a few headlocks. Listen, I just thought, Saka, you can see your brethren struggling. You know what I'm saying? You go out when you're younger, 30, 40 pound in your pocket. Your friend's only got his £5 taxi fare left. You don't go to the bar and order a double Hennessy and Coke and leave him there with nothing. Yo, brother, what you want, man? This is on me. I felt like Saka, but Saka knew 200 games. He wanted the 100 GA. We move. We move. Hopefully Gyökeres scores for Sweden, get a bit of confidence there. But is Saka still the penalty taker? Saka knows he's finished without pens. People were getting onto Saka during the watch-along. Game was only 1-0. Saka may have handed it over if it was 2-0. Saka's stat padding. I get it, because nowadays footballers are judged on their numbers attacking players. That was Saka's 2nd goal of the season in the Premier League. It's not like he's got 12 goals or 8 goals, you know? So he needed the goal himself. I think that's what we're forgetting. We're just looking at it going, give it to Gyökeres. He's the striker. He needs a goal. He's going, brother, I got 1 Premier League goal I need to bag. I got Foden. I got Jared Bowen. I got Cole Palmer. I got all these brothers trying to play right wing for England. So, see, you've still not answered my question. Would you take Isak now and sell Gyökeres? I'm going to say no. If I've taken the lawyer's job, then I'm going to stick by it, people. I've taken the lawyer's job. I'm going to stick by it. Yeah, I've said I wanted Isak from Newcastle. I wanted that energy fresh from Newcastle. He wears the 14 like Thierry. That is the version of Isak. If we rewound back to the summer and you said, right now, Isak Gyökeres, give me Isak. I'm not going to lie. Right? You take me back to June, July and say, oh, brother, Gyökeres, Isak. Yeah, man, give me Isak. Give me Isak. I always said Isak was the number 1 for me. This Isak that's at Liverpool, no, man, allow him. Leave him. Leave him. You know what I mean? Ekitike's look better than him anyway. Screw him. Leave that brother there. Gyökeres wanted Arsenal, gave up millions. I'm standing by him. I'm telling you, I got the paperwork. I told you, I'm Gyökeres's lawyer, people. I'm standing by. When he starts scoring, come back to me and say, yo, you know what? I didn't think you was right, but now I trust what you're saying. I trust what you're saying. If he has 10 quiet games and we're sitting here in December, I'll edit the streams and say I never wanted him anyway. You know, I'll say when I said Victor, I meant Victor Osimhen, not Victor Gyökeres. I never even watched this guy. We'll edit it out if we have to. You know, we'll edit it. You know what I mean? A man dumped his girlfriend to play in red and white, man. We're singing all songs for the guy. Just be patient, man. We gave Havertz 2 years. We can't give this guy 10 games. What's going on, people? We got no patience. You know what I mean? 100%, but we're here now, so agenda's got to run. Bits, Verts, and Bob's Isak, yo. Got to say, brother, big up Turkish, yo. When you look really at the summer, we sat here and went, this is one of the most exciting transfer windows I've seen in years in terms of attacking talent. You looked at Arsenal, you went, yo, Eze Gyökeres. Eze Gyökeres aren't ripping up the place yet. Eze missed an absolute sitter the other day. Gyökeres was basically in WrestleMania on the pitch. You've got, who've City bought in the summer? City bought Cherky, he's injured. Mamouche ain't really getting game time. You look at Liverpool, Isak has done nothing so far. He doesn't look fit. Florian Wirtz, absolute stinker of a signing at the moment, 115 million. There's rumours today that Alonso wants him at Real Madrid and that Wirtz isn't happy at Liverpool. Xavi Simons, exciting player. Haven't really seen nothing from him. Mawani's hardly kicked a ball. Not many of these attacking players have hit the ground running. Ekatike is probably the one that has been the most, looks like it's free-flowing. Cunha's a player that I wanted at Arsenal, by the way. I'm a big fan of Cunha. He ain't done nothing. So, I think we got to be a bit patient. Be patient. We're top. We're top. And like my bro Hakeem said earlier, Saka, these man, they look like they've got a bit more freedom on the ball. And I think that is because of Gyökeres. Because they'll look at Havertz and go, yo, man, centre-back, just deal with that guy, man. He ain't nothing. They're looking at Gyökeres and going, yo, put him in a headlock, wrestle him, fight him, double up on him. Because they know he's a problem if he gets chances. Babatunde, to be honest, see, I'm a massive fan of Eze. In the last few, Odegaard balled out at 10. I think Eze is left forward or attacking 8. Eze does not request the ball more. Yeah, like Odegaard is the guy that the ball will just give it him. Give it him. Eze is he will float in and out of games. It was so disappointing that Odegaard came off because I wanted to see those two play together. Listen, we sat here, let it all work out. There was people in the comments as we was reacting to his video saying they're in tears. Grown men going, I'm in tears. Eze, let it all work out. You're watching him, you're going, you're good, but you ain't played that good. You don't look like the Palace, Eze. He needs time, people. Crystal Palace pressure is there. Arsenal pressure is here. And pressure bust pipes, people. Expectation makes life difficult sometimes. He needs time to adapt. He missed the absolute sitter. He wouldn't have missed that for Palace. He side foot that's in calmly and runs off, start doing all his celebration. Pressure. Pressure changes things, people. So they have to adapt. Man, we're crying for this guy to sign. And now we're going, how the hell's he missed that? Did we sign, you know what I mean? Did we sign the wrong one? Give them time, people. Give them time. Odegaard's out. Eze, your time. Ethan, you're going to come off the bench. Let them cook. Let them cook. All they're doing at the moment, people, is marinating. Let them cook, people. Odegaard, Eze, let them cook. Give them time. Give him time. I rate Eze. He's been poor the last 2 games. Quiet. He was quiet. Should have scored. I think Havertz starts when fit. Better athlete. I don't want Havertz starting. I don't care. Oh, he runs around. He attacks space. No, you don't win a league with Havertz. He ain't winning you a title. You miss sitters. And they single mark him and deal with him. I don't want Havertz in this team. What we like to do sometimes as Arsenal fans is go back to things that haven't worked in the hope that they're going to work. I've seen people online going, yeah, when Jesus is fit. When Jesus is fit, what, bro? When he's fit, you either keep him on the bench as a squad player or get him out the door. Oh, when Havertz is fit. Havertz, bro, I watched this guy play for 2 years. He's average at best. Oh, Havertz with his link-up play. Yeah, he can't finish big chances. Yeah, we've been here shouting at the screen. This guy's donkey and up. Nah. Havertz, no. Gabriel Jesus, no. We've read that book. We know how it ends. Get them both out the club at the end of the season. Squad players when they come back and ease them out the door. 200 grand a week plus. Get rid of both of them. Ain't interested. Them two, for me, done with them both. Squad player till the end of the season, then look to get him out the door. That's where I'm at. Jesus, he's going to break down again. It's like a dodgy engine on a car. You're halfway down the motorway and it's going to break down. You'll be on the hard shoulder before you know it. So, nah, man. If anything, I don't mind Arsenal getting another striker in the summer. Sell Havertz, sell Jesus, go and bring in a younger striker to go and challenge Gyökeres. You know what I mean? That's what I'd like to see happen if we're going to move forward. Man City have got Mamouche as backup. So that's what I'd like to see. Storm said, I said it before and I say it again, Arteta players don't supply decent balls to Berta players. Gyökeres and Eze don't get the support. That's crazy. Man, think there's a Berta and Arteta thing going off with the signings. Anyway, I'd take Mattel. See, I would take Mattel. But is he too similar in the sort of big... He's more of a target man, isn't he? More of a target man. Right, let's go over the game, people. Let's go over the game. I'm only going to go through it briefly. It wasn't a great game to watch, but we handled business. Got the job done. Saka's 100th GA, goal or assist in 200 games. What's going on here? Where's the... Oh, I haven't clicked on it. Apologies. Right, here we go. This is what's positive about the last 3 games. We're shooting. 21 shots, 16 against Olympiacos, 20 against Newcastle. So that's what, 37 over 57 shots in the last 3 games. It's better. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not all clear-cut chances, but it's better than, like, we went to Anfield. I think we had 3 shots or 4 shots and 1 on target. You ain't going to win enough games if that's the amount of chances that you're creating. West Ham, strange performance, 4 shots, none on target. It's like they turned up not to get battered. I thought they'd have a little bit more ambition, especially when you got Bowen and Fulkrug and Somerville and Paqueta. They had good attacking players, but our defence was just too good. Let's go through the player ratings, people. Congrats to David Raya. I believe he's having a baby with his wife. So, yeah, big up to him. I'll give him... I mean, I'm pretty sure I just looked on the ratings and they haven't had a shot on target. So what can we give him? A 7, 6.5? He hasn't had a save to make. I'm not giving him I'm not giving him a low rating because he didn't play well. I'm giving him a low rating because he didn't have nothing to do. 7. Just for his distribution was still quality. He played a ball in the first half that was like a centre midfielder. He whipped it into midfield. I said, rah, this guy's going mad. But no saves, 6.5, 7. 6.5, 7. Jurriën Timber, I mean, copy and paste. Just say it again and move on. Somerville, back pocket, get out of here. You're in the Timber penitentiary, people. Forget Alcatraz. This guy's just locking people up. You know what I mean? You ever seen the movie The Rock with... who is it? Sean Connery. Welcome to the Rock. He escapes from Alcatraz. That was my Scottish accent of Sean Connery, James Bond. Forgive me. It was, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that was anywhere in Scotland. But the guy's a joke. Just give him 8 out of 10. Copy and paste and move on. The guy's ridiculous. Calafiori. He's one of the most confusing players that I've ever watched. When I watch him, I don't understand the way he plays. He's all over the place. He's like a wild horse. Yeah, Red Rum, 21 Savage song. He's at right back. He's on the right wing. He's in the 10. He's up front. He's on the left. He brought his own towels, so the referee couldn't say, you know, you can't use the towel. But I've got to give the guy credit. Jared Bowen did nothing. Mo Salah did nothing. Who played on the right for Man United? Was it Ahmad or Mbeumo? He's locking down good right wingers. I'm going to give him an 8. He's wild, born to be wild, hitting the post with his right foot. It is like, some people think I've got an agenda. I don't. I like Calafiori. On the tour, he's a top man. He's not getting done by good wingers. He's just insane. Every time I watch him play, I think, you're going to cost us today. And then he doesn't cost us. And then I have to sit there and go, he's actually doing well. Let me give him credit. 8 out of 10. The wild horse, he's doing his job. He's doing his job, man. Fair play to him. He's doing his job. Every time I watch him play, I go, he's going to get done today. This guy's going to cook him. And then they don't. So I don't know. He's Zinny on steroids. Yeah, for real. He's a crazy player. It's just pure carnage with him. But fair play. Arteta even said he's crazy. I saw some of the quotes where he was talking about Calafiori. I'm just looking here. Where was the quotes? Arteta said, on Calafiori's role within the team, a lot of dynamism, sometimes chaotic. The spaces and the situations he can create are very difficult to control for the opponent, especially against a team that is very well organised. You have to disrupt their organisation in order to create chances, and I think we've done that well against West Ham. So he's using him in a way that you probably won't see any other left back get used in the Premier League. The two centre backs, it was just easy for them. I don't want to rate them down, but I don't even think they had anything to do. Like, they could have literally hung their shirt up and said, listen, I didn't even break a sweat. Full Krug up front, he didn't move, he didn't take a shot. That could be one of the easiest centre-back performances I've ever seen in my life. Just give them an 8 because they're so good. Really, I should be giving them like a 6, 7. 6, 7. Oh, God, they get me. I just give them both an 8 because they're so good that they literally don't have to do anything, and I'm going to give them a high rating. You know, Gabriel and Saliba, yeah, we'll give them an 8 just for the aura. Aura alone and the fact they're both signing new contracts. 8 just for turning up. Just for turning up. Take an 8. Take an 8 out of 10. Midfield. I want to give a special mention to this guy. I did say 6, 7. I know I'm getting older. People calling me unks, but my kid's always saying 6, 7. So you latch onto it. It is what it is, people. It is what it is, people. Man said Noah's Arsenal. No, I'm telling you, this guy, Noah's Arsenal. Mikel's built a unit of animals. You got the horse at left back. You got Donkey Havertz. It's his nickname, people. People say, you're so disrespectful calling him a donkey. He said it's his nickname. You got Trossard the Kung Fu Panda. Looks like he hasn't slept for 3 weeks. Timber's just a lion. Saliba's just like a regal animal that just nobody can bother him, you know. He's like that. Gabriel's a beast as well. He's like a polar bear, you know. You see a polar bear in the wild, you're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. Yeah, we got some animals, that's for sure. I want to give a special mention to Declan Rice. You know me. My expectations are high. I don't praise this guy easily. In the 8 role, I'm still not totally sure about that 8 role. But let me tell you, this is a tough game for Declan Rice, and he doesn't actually play that well against West Ham. He seems to get caught up in the emotion. I don't know if anybody saw the clip again. West Ham fans abusing the living daylights out of this guy when he takes a corner. Sometimes in football, I just think fans, you've got to have some logic sometimes. And listen, Arsenal fans don't sometimes either. But the guy came through your youth system, won you your first trophy in I don't know how long. You got £105 million for him. He left you in a very open and respectful manner. This is the year I'm going to leave. We've won a European trophy. I'm going to go to one of the big clubs. You get 105 million for a guy out the youth team, and you are abusing the guy every time he goes near. They should be applauding him. They should be applauding him. Going, you captained us to a European trophy. Look at the state of West Ham now. Under Potter, and then they've had to sack him and bring in new. They're in a relegation battle. This guy had you in Europe, leading you to victory. And I don't know if anybody saw after he scored the goal. A lot of people were saying he didn't celebrate. You know what he did, though? He just looked at them. Go and watch his goal when he scores. He looks over to the West Ham fans like, say something now. Say something now. What are you saying now? Hold that. And he was everywhere. Everywhere. He covered every blade of grass. For me, man of the match, 9 out of 10. Brilliant performance. Scored, put some big challenges in. Set pieces were on point. Dealt with the abuse. Brilliant performance. Mashed up his back. my blood clot back. Ooh, my back mash up. You know what I mean? 9 out of 10 for Deckers. When he's bad, Declan Couscous. When he's good, Declan Rice. That was proper rice, not jerk rice like Jamie Oliver tried to benefit from the community. We ain't buying jerk rice, Jamie. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that to us. But anyway, we'll save that for another stream, people. You know what I mean? Big up Declan Rice. That was basmati rice. That was pilar rice. It was well cooked. You know what I mean? Anyway, Odegaard gets a 6. You know what I mean? Injured again. I was going to start singing injured again, but it doesn't feel appropriate. I joked during the stream that Odegaard must have dinner reservations at like 4:30 every week because he's probably on the phone to, well, you know I can't make 4:30. We've got a game at home. Well, you promised. You said you'd take me. Oh, damn. All right, let me Oh, people, 1 second. I'm going to have to take this call. The school's ringing. You can't ignore school phone calls. Give me 1 second, people. Yo, I had to answer. I'm thinking, yo, has this brother been fighting at school? You know, and the school don't ring you too often, you know. Nah, he's all right. He's all right. They're ringing about some school trip or something. They want money. Money! So I'm gonna have to stream an hour longer today, people. They want cash money off me. Nah, I'm joking. But when the school ring, you have to take that call. I thought, you know what I mean? You know, and they're like, fight, 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 fight. I thought he'd been on one of them. Anyway, right, where was we at? I've lost all school of thought, people. I have to take that call. You know what I'm saying? I had to take that one. Um, Odegaard, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Come off injured. Cruz had a fight with a Liverpool youth. We're top of the league. No, we was top of the league. All right, I'll see you at lunchtime. Couldn't the school just email you? Nah, they want money. Eze, people. Ah. Oh, apparently I was hating on Odegaard before I gave the ratings. Eze's got to hold a 6 as well, you know. The let it all work out tax can't hold you up. To be honest, I'm being kind because you've just signed for the club. And I love the signing. If you'd been at the club for like 2 or 3 years, I'm going to be totally honest, people. I'd probably be giving him like 5.5. He had the shot that led to Declan Rice's goal. But that miss, if other players missed that, I'd be shouting at the camera. Because it's you and you knew I kind of let it slide. 6 because of the intro video. But you do that in a big game and we drop points, that intro video ain't going to hold. You know what I'm saying? I need more than that. I need more than that. Yeah, dad's life, man. Them certain calls you have to take. He caused a few problems. He put in some work, you know, but I didn't sing let it all work out for you to miss from 7 yards, mate. Leaning back like Fat Joe and who else? It might have just been him actually. Leaning back like the Fat Joe song, you know what I mean? Just side foot that in the net, bro. Rice's chance was probably harder than the Eze one. But your intro was so heartfelt. I'll give you 6 out of 10. Do you know what, Billy? I've just realised he is such a laid-back, nonchalant character. It kind of... I didn't notice it as much at Palace, but because we're quite an intense team, it stands out massively. If you watch Eze, it's like he never runs. He's got a way about him where he just jogs. It's like he's jogging on the ball. And you think, yo, you're going to get caught here, you know. Now, when it works, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. You go, oh my God, you're such a baller. When it goes wrong, it looks like you're lazy. And it's sad because sometimes you're misjudged. You know, Ozil was like that. Chris Waddle, if you remember back in the day. They're players that look like they're jogging around. He's got that look. And I don't know if Arteta likes that. He likes high intensity. Highbury's local badger said, disappointed. I was in tears of joy when you joined, Eze, and I sang Let It All Work Out. Then he's putting it over the bar. We'll let you off. It's early, but like Ozil, says Karosh. Yeah, exactly. Pogba, he's the Green Goblin riding the glider. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. But he's a baller. He's a baller. He'll get there. He needs to get up to speed. You got to remember, he's come from Palace. 3 at the back, counter-attack. Palace are a team that probably having 40% possession. Against a big team, probably 35% possession, Crystal Palace. He's now a possession-based team that is having 60 to 65. He's seeing the ball a lot more, which means the demand is a lot higher. We had 68% possession against West Ham. He's seeing the ball a lot more, so he's going to have more to do. Eze is a notoriously slow starter. Let's go to Trossard. 6 out of 10 again for Trossard, really. He put a few decent crosses in. I just don't know with Trossard. Again, because we won, I'm kind of just being kind, but that panda's winding me up. I can't lie, that panda is winding me up. Just... Come on, man. I said this during the stream. 2025, Trossard starting is like pulling out a pager or saying, I'll ring you from a phone box. It's like, come on. Come on, like, what are we doing? Like, you're a good super sub. We've all established that. You know what I mean? But we're still trying to do it. Like, it don't make sense. It's out of date. Like, let go of the BlackBerry Messenger. Stop downloading albums off LimeWire. And stop paging people. Just get a mobile phone. Get the albums online. Oh, in fact, what was that? Oh, 1 second, guys. We got a picture of Leandro Trossard's highlights on Saturday. This was the I'm telling you, I don't know why they let me in the press conference. You shouldn't. For your own good, Arsenal, just keep me out. It's probably not a good idea. How am I supposed to look these players in the face after? But we do. We do. I'm shameless. And Trossard's... Oh dear, it's crazy that they allow me to do this on a public platform. It's ridiculous, to be honest. But Trossard, man, come on, bro. Like, anyway, get that off the screen. We can always edit that out later on. You know, this is supposed to be, as I said, a serious football channel. We're trying to rival Sky Sports. You can't just randomly put pandas on the screen and take personal phone calls, but just makes sense, don't it? Trossard's starting his MySpace and PS2. Do you know what I mean? Remember when you had MySpace back in the day? He's the most attacking panda in the league, guys. He's the most attacking panda. That panda is so attacking, guys. More than a 9, guys. More than a 9. Anyway, let's go back to it. No wonder they don't invite me on Sky Sports anymore. They can't. You genuinely, I'm not sure you can. Yeah, we'll give him 6. Sympathy 6 for Kung Fu Panda. Just because we won. But again, probably a 5. Probably a 5. But we're top of the league and we're vibes in. Saka. Bakayo Saka. Running down the wing. Saka. While the Arsenal say, Saka. I've gone from the hype of the singing to I still don't think Saka's playing that well. Penalty covers up another quite average performance. But again, one hamstring had to go for an operation. The other one is snapping like an elastic band. So is it your fault? You're probably not sharp, to be honest. I would have probably been putting him in the same category as Eze and Trossard. But he scored, and it's his 200th game, so we'll give him a 7. We'll give him a 7. Just, again, there's this sympathy attached to these ratings. Because I'm going to be honest, Eze, Saka, Trossard, Gyökeres, none of them played that well. None of them played that well. And a penalty doesn't necessarily change the whole performance, but it's a goal. It's a goal. Big up Asher, who's a new member. Really appreciate that. Just quickly, before I move on, do you think Saka should have given Gyökeres the penalty? Or is it just dog eat dog? I'm not here to lift you up, bro. I need to score. What do you guys think? I just want to know what the community thinks, because I haven't actually asked your opinion. Should Saka have given Gyökeres that penalty, or is it, yo, brother, fix up and score your own chances? What are you saying? Where we're at? 200 games at 24 is crazy. 100 GA is crazy as well. You know, for a right winger that's been sort of raised in a team that was suffering for a while. He sort of took the team on his shoulders once Aubameyang left. Kabir says yes. South London Finest saying no. Dre says yes. No, it's quite split. Quite split, to be honest. I'm calm about it. Doesn't matter. He must have been the designated penalty taker. And he's obviously said to Gyökeres, brother, not today. Not today. Today's a big day for me. Probably his whole family was there. He said, listen, man, I'm bagging. The numbers need to add up. 100 GA in 200 games. So, Curtis, you should try stand-up comedy. Now, we'll leave that alone. I think I can just drop the odd one in. If I was expected to do it the whole time, not me, guys. He's too attacking, guys. I cannot attack like that, guys. More than a 9, guys. More than a 9. I cannot. Make a man make a food, bro. I hear you. I hear you. Listen, it's tough. I think both sides have an argument. On one hand, you want your new striker firing and getting numbers and getting confidence. You could have given him it. On the other hand, dog eat dog, brother. Dog eat dog. You got to find a goal another way. I'm the designated penalty taker. You better find another way of scoring goals. So, yeah, man, it's one of them, innit? He had the armband on. He's designated. And the record. I reckon if Saka didn't have that record, he might have given it him. But it is what it is. It is what it is, people. Do chefs need other chefs to improve? Yes and no. You got to hold your own ish down. Saka should have scored an open play goal. Why depend on a penalty? But if you're the penalty taker, the same sentiment you could use for Gyökeres. It's tough. It's tough. Victor Gyökeres. Curtis, you wanted him, you hyped him, you did the celebration, you've said you're his lawyer. At least give him 6 out of 10. The community will take it just because we won and we're top of the league. Then on the other hand, you can't cover up that performance just because you wanted him and the celebration tax. He didn't do anything. He didn't look a goal threat. He basically was in WrestleMania. You might as well have had Triple H up front. Give him 4 out of 10. That's what the thoughts in my mind are saying. I'm saying them out loud because I trust the community with those thoughts. That's kind of where I'm at. I mean, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Where do we go with that? I don't think he had a shot on target. What can I get away with is what I'm... What can I get away with, people? If I said 5, would you accept it? But was he worse than Eze and Trossard? Oh, it didn't look good, man. Mavropanos pocketing him. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, should we just skip it? Let's give him a 5 and just pretend it never happened. If I could get away with a 6, I would, on the lawyer terms, but I don't know if you're going to accept it, are you? You look like you're not going to accept a 6. I'm seeing 4s and 5s. 6, he was being assaulted all game. As a lawyer, let's agree at 5.5. Case adjourned. It didn't look good. I'll be honest, this was the first game I was like, brother, when I seen the ball bounce off him, I said, nah, you better stop. They're going to put you in Timberland boots online. I can't defend that. 6, he took the pressure off Saka. He took the pressure off, guys. 6 is fair. Give him a 4. 5.5, we let it go. We let it go. It'd have been a 6 if he'd have got the penalty. But it wasn't good. It was not good. Let's move on. Bench. I can't remember many. Oh, whoa. There's one. There's one, I can't lie. Zubi. Zubi was balling, people. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Man said clear history, you know, and you got to go on your phone and just clear the history. Yeah, man, that Gyökeres performance never happened. It never happened, guys. It never happened. Zubimendi was balling, like balling. 8 out of 10. Like balling, Jim Jones balling. You know what I mean? Harlem, Dipset, Bergang, balling. Zubimendi, 8 out of 10, people. That's the Zubi we were waiting for. I think Zubi can go higher up the pitch. I think Rice and him, both double pivot. One goes, one stays. The other one goes, the other one stays. I don't want Declan Rice living in the 8 role. You see that Bruno Guimaraes goal yesterday? That's what 8s do, people. Rice, you go sometimes, powerful runner. Zubi, you go sometimes. You see the passing that guy's got. He's wasted sitting in the 6, bro. He's not powerful enough to live in the 6 role in the Premier League. And he's a good enough passer to open up a back 4. I want Zubi at times on the edge of the penalty area, sliding a through ball. You seen his volley the other week. Zubi might have been the best player after Declan Rice. I think that is one of his best performances for Arsenal, to be honest. Balling. I'm telling you now, don't waste this guy in a 6 role. He ain't no DM, right? He's not a DM. Let them rotate together. The others, I genuinely can barely remember them doing anything in the game. Am I being horrible? Martinelli, Nwaneri, Marino, Lewis Skelly. Give them all a 6. I can't remember them doing anything significant in the game. Santi Light. Yeah, Santi is the serious one. You know what I mean? But Zubi's a baller. Zubi's a baller. Use him in a different role, man. Don't waste him in that 6. He's got more to his game than that. See, you was moaning about him being subbed on. I was, Victor. I was. Thank you for remembering that. Jeez, I was just going to stay quiet and let that slide. Now I've got to defend myself. No, in all fairness, Victor, I was saying if we're playing with 2 8s and Odegaard's coming off, bring on Nwaneri in the 8. He went with Zubimendi. I was like, no, you're going back to a double pivot. But Zubi balled out. What can I say? Arteta, 8 out of 10. We won the game. Let it all work out. We're top of the league. I think I gave him more than a 9 last time, guys. More than a 9. I give him 8 this time, guys. I give him 8 out of 10. You've got an agenda against Arteta. I actually don't. I really want him to win the league and be a hero. It would be the most shameless title-winning stream of all time. Celebrating a manager that for about 3 years you've said is not good enough. I'm more than prepared to go to that shameless level. More than prepared. More than you can believe, guys. More than you can believe. Let's quickly go through... have I even got it ready? Yeah, I have. Player ratings. Quick waffle before we leave, guys. Quick waffle before we leave. Every word from Arteta's post-match on the afternoon's win. The last 2 games have been very special. Newcastle, we had a history there. Lots of scars and learning to take. We put that right. Then we had West Ham losing 2 games at home in the 2 previous seasons. Still, the team is performing, playing well, winning with absolute dominance and without conceding. So good to get the international break in this spirit. On Odegaard's injury, I think he had a clash of knee. Immediately, it was uncomfortable. I spoke to him. He's not positive. He's got a brace on. Apparently, they're having further scans to obviously see how long he's going to be out for. Hopefully, not long. On Odegaard's bad luck with injuries since the start of the season, for one reason or the other, the shoulder twice, then this. We have to wait and see the extent. We'll find solutions. Our captain is a player, gives us a completely different dimension with the things he can do, especially in attack. Let's wait and see. On Calafiori's role within the team, a lot of dynamism, sometimes a bit chaotic, but I think his dynamism and space, the situations he could create, difficult to control for the opponent, especially against a team that is organised. You have to disrupt the organisation, create chances. I think we've done that well. On why Rice came off, he's not all right. He asked me to come off, so that's a shame. He had pain in his back. He could not carry on, which is something unusual for Declan. We'll have to assess him and see how he is. On the quality off the bench, that's what we want. The giveaway will be in the 100k stream, which will be during this international break. The Eze shirt's still there. It's wrapped up again. Eze on the back. Tags are still on. You're good, bro. Nothing to worry about. That's what we want. It's not ideal because we had really clear intentions with the lineup, what we wanted to do. That lasted very few minutes because of the injury to Martin. But the good thing is we can bring on somebody else and be a little bit different. Squad depth's outrageous. How pleased he was with Zubimendi, especially the way he acted. They were matching our midfield and the spaces we could create with Zubi. I think it was better they didn't have an intention to play or combine in the first phase. He's waffling, but he was balling. On the new midfield trio, we need more and more chemistry. We needed a longer period, the first part, until they start to live it and find solutions. On winning his 300th game in charge, I'm very proud, guys. It's a big number for this football club. I want to thank everybody, especially my coaching staff who've been with me since day one. Without them, it's impossible. First of all, to do the job. Secondly, to enjoy it. I know I have the best people in the world around me. The players and the staff have been with me since day one, helping me be a better coach, to learn, to inspire me. I wanted to celebrate it with a win. I've got it. You didn't even thank the fans, bro. What about us? We've had to put up with 5 years of trophyless, allergic to metal. Nah, big him up. On Saka reaching 100 Prem involvements, when you look at those 200 games, 100 goal involvements, he's unbelievable, guys. I'm making a statement in the upcoming fixtures. We know how difficult those games are going to be. We wanted to come here. We've got difficult fixtures playing some of the top teams, some of them away, and with some big injuries. On the importance of rotation, it is critical. We're playing every 3 days with the intensity we play and the requirements of the opposition. It's impossible to maintain the same players. The ones that are coming, they have to lift the level and the intensity and help us to win. We talked about many, many times in this period, especially. It's been really, really positive. It's been really, really positive, guys. He's not thanking me. He said, I ain't thanking them fans. They've wanted me sacked for weeks. They've called me a cone man. I ain't saying nothing to them. So there you go, guys. It's just who we are, guys. It's just who we are. People, I am going to get out of here. Thank you very much for a really good Monday stream. Really appreciate your support, everybody locked in, and all of the interaction. It's always fun, people. I will be doing the Arsenal Worst 11 stream during the international breaks. I've promised that, and we will get the 100k stream as well in the giveaway. I'm going to redirect you over to Troops, who's live now. Go over there, have a good laugh at Monts, who's always talking smack about Liverpool. Put C Unit Raid, Curtis Shaw Raid, Arsenal are top of the league, and all of that good stuff. And people, I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone.